There's a lot that needs to happen because the fundamental way of advertising and communications is changing. And as planners and thinkers, it's really up to us to plot the course generally of how that conversation is moving. I think there's two critical areas. One, as planners, we've got to understand consumers much better than we ever did. We've got to understand their passion points, what makes them tick, and what motivates them to want to share, talk about brands and co-create with brands. Unless brands can really tap in to those heartfelt passions, then they're going to struggle to be part of what that consumer conversation is all about. The second area that we've got to focus on is helping the clients and the brands manage this conversation. Until now, they've been quite used to really just doing a broadcast message of what the product stands for or what the benefits are. Now they've got to be far more nuanced and sophisticated about how they get their stories through. Consumers are not going to be mules for the client's marketing messages. One has to kind of embed them in the consumer conversation quite deeply in very smart ways. And then once you get true advocacy, the brands are really going to thrive on the back of that. So there's the whole brand conversation, how the brand will weave its way through this co-creation consumer conversation is critical. And I think planners are going to be at the center of that. For me, I think it's two sides of one coin, and I've always thought of that almost by definition, creativity has to have an effect. That is the difference between commercial creativity and artistic creativity. And we're in the business of building brands and changing behavior. So I look at creativity as the ability for interesting, new, surprising stimulus to actually change that behavior and have an effect. So if creativity is the input, in many ways, effectiveness is the outcomes. So for me, it's two sides of the same coin, pure and simple. I mean, Asia's so diverse, so I'm not going to talk about the idiosyncrasies of Thai advertising or the way Indians communicate with each other. I think broadly, in very, very broad brushstrokes, I think there are two things that make Made in Asia distinctive. The first is there's a visceral, very evocative way in which Asians live life and in the ways they interact with brands. They love the sensorial aspect of it. That's partly why we've all jumped onto the digital revolution so well as consumers. We love engaging and immersing in new experiences. So I think Made in Asia is fundamentally experiential. And I think another characteristic of Made in Asia is we're deeply, deeply social. And as part of those experiences we seek, those experiences are predominantly social in nature. And I think when you see Asia work at its best, it's really tapped into those two core motivations of what makes Asians tick. It's all four put together, to be honest. When all four have to come together and then something amazing happens, and we're already seeing a few of that, a few entries doing that. It's when the connection of a great idea and a great insight meet, and it's executed brilliantly using technology and media in the right way, then out pops the result. So it's really all four have to be in play. If they're not, then it just feels either forced or inauthentic or fringe. And we're being quite critical in teasing those out, leaving the ones that are truly getting all four to be deserved winners.